G'day friends and fans, welcome to Dave Talks, a Ukraine War update for the 3rd of August 2026. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the books The Boyhood of Cain, Power Games, Into the Earthbound, and the Erotic Tales from the Empire. All my links are in the link trees. QR code there on the screen. Pardon me. As the war continues, I'll continue to bring you comprehensive news and analysis from both sides of the war. And there's been a lot of tit for tat. Russia's Wildberries has been attacked yet again by Ukraine. There's been attacks on oil facilities, docks, and the Kursk harbor. Russia's attacked Odessa, Kiev, a industrial enterprise at Chernihiv, attacks at Sumy, Kharkiv, Verovka, Dnipro, an attack here on a convoy of vehicles, and an attack on Zaporozhye. Russia's also attacked a convoy down here. Ukraine attacked a convoy down, a Russian convoy here. As you can see, this one was 16 hours ago and 13 hours ago. So, tit for tat, right? Russia's always retaliating. Every time Ukraine does something, Russia retaliates. Okay, as we look along the front, we see the Russians are trying to open up more of this buffer zone. They're trying to hold here, Korzhik Lapan. And as we go around the map, however, there isn't much else to report. Now, since a short time ago this was added, there was only one dot here before. This is new. Earlier I reported a troop build-up at Kupiansk. The fighting has broken out there again. Fighting has broken out here. More fighting here. This while I was going through stories, the dots keep adding to the map. Almost constant fighting. There's constant fighting here in this center of the screen area here. This cluster of dots. We have bombardment of Kamosk and Sylvansk, and all along the Zelensky line. We have increased attacks in Koshnikovia as Ukraine clears out the city. We have constant attacks here, trying to push back the Russians, but they have advanced. Russia's trying to take this crossing. This is the second attack. This was only this is new. This is 24 minutes ago. Yeah, as I was putting together the stories. All right, you can see there's a lot of attacks, but no need to zoom in. There's been almost no change to the map, and I mean almost. There's a bit of a change here and here, but they're slowly moving up here, slowly coming across here, but it's a lot of it changes, so it's hard to say whether or not they're constantly advancing or it's backwards and forwards. But all of this has fallen under Russian control now. Everything, a little bit of area here left. Not the Russians are pushing here. They've advanced a little bit here. That's about it. The rest is constant fighting, fighting. And in this area, Russia's taken another village in this area. It's not marked on the map, but it's somewhere in this little area in here. This little bump north. Look, the Kremosk, smoke rising after explosions. Russian bombardment. This is a Russian drone attack. This is the Ukrainian drone attack on Wildberries. You can see the fire at the logistics center. So a lot of people's livelihoods been destroyed out of petty jealousy. Yes. How often have I told you Ukraine wants to be a logistics hub? They're destroying their competition. Ukraine is mercilessly destroying its competition. That's why the left has spent the last decade portraying Ukraine as a victim so they could justify their attacks on Russia. Tripo AI. Side note, anyone know anything about Tripo AI? They seem to be very desperate for my business. Everywhere I go, I see 3D modeling for Tripo AI. I don't have any money, Tripo. I'm trying to raise money, Tripo. I've got bills to pay. Now there's a fuel attack, apartment attack. They're trying to insinuate the Russians attacked a school, but there's there's a shooting, but the video has nothing to do with the shooting. It's just emotional play, manipulation, and the Ukrainians attacked Belgrade and the Russians' attacks, retaliation strikes have not been reported yet. But I would say they would be hitting Dnipro, Kharkiv, Sumy. It's very tight, and probably Kiev very soon. Now, as I said, Ukraine is putting together a large logistics network. And to that end, the most manufactured drone in Ukraine right now is the Protector UGV. This is the unmanned ground vehicle developed by Ukrainian Armor. It's received a second round of upgrades. It's officially had a wheelbase extension, reinforce its platform. It has now light tank armor capabilities as a support vehicle, as a unmanned remote support vehicle, I should say. But primarily it is engineered to integrate suspension bank technology to basically, under heavy fire and heavy attack, it actually inflates airbags to hold its payload in place. Yeah, 14 from, it's almost double. 1770 to 1480. Now, the reported average, is 20 combat missions before a vehicle is lost. Now, a RPG-28 would take it out. Most drone strikes, however, probably only blow a wheel off, unless it hits something detonatable. But primarily, it is a logistics vehicle. Now, speaking of needing money, as you know, I am not the richest man in the world. I'm not the poorest man in the world. But if you have not heard, advertising revenue is out of the reach of 99% of YouTubers. Without a corporate sponsor, which I'm very unlikely to get, and I'm not a state-sponsored channel like most of the Ukrainian people out there, because I'm not Ukrainian, right? Most of these Ukrainian channels are sponsored by Ukraine. I'm not, and probably never will be, because I don't tickle their testicles. I have integrity. Now, buck for buck, I'm going to give you bang for your dollar. The Empire of Elves official art book, not suitable for work. Now, of course, it's Kickstarter, so you can't see the can't see the images, but we have artwork of Empress Sora. And there is a bikini and nude calendar to come after the if I get enough money for the art book, I'll produce some very tasteful nudes. The artist has their limits. Now, Ukrainian and Russian drone strikes have each killed 14 on either side, and Zelensky keeps crying about Patriot missiles. Now, he's asking countries to give, not sell him missiles. Now, Russia is claiming that it did not reject constructive ideas on Ukrainian settlement. Now, what's happened is, of course, Ukraine walked out on Russia on talks yet again. Now, Kiev claimed that Russia refused to be constructive. Now, the reports are the Ukrainians were less than an hour into the conversation, delivered their ultimatum, waited for an answer, and then left. Russia also gave its ultimatum, but Zelensky has given his ultimatum in public for complete withdrawal, and he calls that and pay them $1.2 trillion for and to the rebuilding fund, and for Putin to be put on trial for war crimes. So, do you call that constructive? I call that the winner of a war doesn't turn around. This is the problem. This is the create a war to get rebuilding fund, to get your economy rebuilt, and that is exactly what Ukraine is doing. And they're, like I said, Ukraine wants to be a logistics hub on the Belt and Road Initiative. And to do that, they're destroying Temu and Alibaba's competition. One of the richest women in the world, richest woman in Russia, rags to riches story. Communist China, India, and Ukraine all have reasons for her demise. She's worth $8 billion. It's not much compared to other billionaires, but compared to the likes of you and me, she's way, way, way out of our league. But she is a successful businesswoman, a huge logistics network. But this may not be the Ukrainian state. I'm not accusing Ukraine, government, intelligence services, or military. I'm saying that this is a private group who put out a list for them to have fanatics who will carry out murders in order to show their loyalty or love to Ukraine. It is a diabolical act of terrorism by individuals who should have been rooted out. And this is why we can't achieve peace anywhere, because we won't stand up to Ukraine. So we keep suffering the consequences of our own governments. But liberals, all they care about is more dead Russians. Because they think more for me. More dead Ukrainians, no skin off my nose. You just ask a liberal. What it doesn't hurt them. So they don't care as long as there's more dead Russians, because they think, more for me, my money go up. Why? Because Russia is undermining the world price of oil. Russia was bringing the price of oil down. Russia's selling gas at 30% discount. You want cheaper gas? End the Ukraine war. But it's too late. You just have horrid people ruining everyone's lives. Europe is run by horrid people. Now, Verovka is only a small settlement. It is literally fighting over mud, the banks of a river. Now they've taken control of it. And yesterday, it was a heavy battle compared to other battles, which is showing both desperation of the Ukrainians and determination by the Russians to not stop. It's a sad state of affairs, folks. Liberals are showing who they truly are. Scratch a liberal, find a fascist. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and please support the channel. Support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. All my links are in the link tree. Description below, in my profile, or scan the QR code to screen. Appreciate each and every one of you. See you in the next video, and bye for now.